Pre-meds, you need this program. This program was so life-changing for me that my whole mindset about going to medical school has like completely turned itself on its head. I feel like I've just coming out of this program from the summer, I gained this new perspective of who I want to be and my potential future in the health professions field. So buckle down because I got my handy dandy notes and we're just gonna talk this one out. So, pre-meds, what is this program I'm talking about? So, the program I'm talking about is called SHPEP. It is the Summer Health Professions Education Program. And this program is a summer program that you get a stipend from for about $600. You get travel reimbursements, you get all that. But the best part is you get to travel, and you travel to what's called a program site, which is at a specific location, and basically you spend about 6 weeks depending on the program, because I know there's like COVID restrictions, so there's hybrid, there's virtual, and then there's some in-person programs. But you basically spend the summer there, and you get some experiences on, you take classes and you go to seminars, and you get invaluable information about all different types and elements related to medical school application, to MCAT prep, to just all these different fields. The list goes on and on, but the whole goal is to give you more access to information about medicine or dentistry, physical therapy, you name it. And I think that you should apply because it allows you an experience to see all elements of the health professions. It just typically, when you come into a program like this, you already have your mindset on one track, but the whole goal is to expose you to every track of the health professions field so that you get a greater understanding of what's out there, and you're not just limiting yourself to possibly what your parents might have told you should be, or what you created, in your mind what you should be. There's other tracks out there that possibly might be a better fit for you. And it gives you a chance to travel across the country, which is amazing. It's life-changing. For me, I've always lived down south, so traveling up to New York was a drastic change, but it allowed me to see what the city life was like. And I think that, and it also allowed me to see the Washington Heights area and potentially what could be a medical school that I might be going to in the future. So take that with a grain of salt, but it is quite a life-changing experience when you can just travel to a new area and see something different. So the SHPEP program, another reason why I think you should apply is because the SHPEP program has specific tracks, health professions tracks. So they have medical, dental, physical therapy, optometry, public health, pharmacy, and it just covers a wide range of health professions. And then they allocate certain health professions to have certain experiences. You get in a clinic, you get to shadow people that you are aspiring to become. You get that clinical experience, and you kind of get to see what it is like in the field. I know for me personally, COVID did affect my clinical experiences. However, I still got into a student clinic, and I got to see what junior and senior doctors do on a regular basis. And I met with the attending physician at that student clinic, and it was quite interesting. I think that it kind of changed my perspective on what a physician or what a junior or senior doctor does on a regular basis. But also shadowing to get a feel for how to talk to people, how to understand what they're going through, and how to connect with people better. And I think that's something that came out of that. So clinical volunteer experience, you get that at this program. Um, it's a great resume builder, so I think that you should apply because it is good for your resume. There's so many different opportunities. They give you positions, so you can be a program, like you can be the leader of the program. You can be the social media director. You can market, etc. They allow you to take up some leadership positions so that you can get involved yourself. Um, and I know just now they're asking all the SHPEP alumni if they want to be ambassadors for the program for next year so that they can encourage more kids to join. And I'm personally excited because I would love to be an ambassador for the program. And then lastly, it's all about character over academic performance. So they really care to see who you are as a person, and are you putting in the effort to try, especially in the classes that you take at the program and the seminars. And they evaluate you based off of um, are you putting in the effort? Are you showing up every day? Are you putting in the time to study? Are you connecting with other people, or are you keeping to yourself? And I think those are huge character builders. It allows you to become a leader, and especially when you go back to your home institution, because you come back with a changed mindset, and then you're ready to take on new roles that you weren't able to before because you maybe not didn't have that newfound confidence. So definitely something I can relate to. So who's eligible? Um, I think that it's mainly a minority program. So you need to identify with a racially or ethnically underrepresented, population in the health professions field. Or you could have came from an economically or educationally disadvantaged background. You had interest in affecting underserved populations, and you have a personal statement that strongly represents who you are, along with the letter of recommendation that supports it. You need to have at least a 2.5 GPA to apply overall. And you also need to be a U.S. citizen, permanent resident, or you are under the DACA status, which is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. And then you also must be a high school graduate. So you would have to have graduated high school first and be currently enrolled in a undergraduate university as a freshman or sophomore. Now let me repeat this. You must be a freshman or sophomore status, meaning that you would be a rising sophomore or rising junior by the time the program starts. After that, you really can't apply. So if you're a senior, you can't apply. If you are not yet a freshman, you can't apply. But those two, specifically, I am a rising sophomore, so I think that I gained a lot from the program itself. And I got this foundation that many of the other scholars are rising juniors. I'm getting it early, and I got that experience early. I know what it takes to get into medical school now, and I think that it kind of gives me a running head start when it comes to my classes and what to expect. So what did I get out of the program specifically? So I think that I learned a lot about myself as a future health professional and as a person. I think that I had this idea, these misconceptions in my mind that the health professions is just a straight shot, and there's no, like, you need to be perfect about everything, there can't be no mishaps, none of that. And I think that the program really changed my mindset to where it's okay to be perfectionism is not what you want, because the health professions field is a journey. It's not a marathon, and you need to pace yourself. You need to focus on your mental health. You need to understand what it takes to be a health professional. It's a long, long journey, and after coming out this program, I see that now. Um, it's just, and then also being in the field, I get to see what doctors do on a regular basis, and it kind of brings me down to reality that doctors aren't these legendary, you know, kind of Grey's Anatomy type fields where people are doing high octane cases, or dealing with patients that are under cardiac arrest or need emergency care. Now, that is a field, but that's not how every physician operates. There's some physicians that work in a hospital setting that are less uh, a lot less high octane, high energy. It's more meet with the patient, talk about updates, things like that, move on to the next patient. And yes, it sounds tedious, but it's a good understanding to really, see what these physicians are doing, so you know what that specialty entails. It's not all glamour and whatever. It's just, it kind of is what it is. And another thing I got out the program is I met with other scholars who are on a similar path as me, highly ambitious, ready to learn, funny, all these kinds of things. I connected with other physicians. So I met with an orthopedic physician, and it was a great experience. I also met with a clinical physician for a student clinic. It was quite the experience. And lastly, I forged connections with my teaching assistants and my facilitators. I think that they really highlighted the program for me. Make good with your TAs, because they are the key to your student evaluation. Your student evaluation is an evaluation that they do at the end of the program, and that determines how well your letter of recommendation out of that program will be. So when you go back after you are an alumni to that program, they will evaluate you and they will look at it and see how well you did in the program, and then they will take that and write a letter of recommendation based off of that. So make good with your TAs, because they are really the highlight of that program, especially at the Columbia Medical Center site. If you apply to Columbia, the TAs are awesome. The facilitators are awesome. They are active. They are giving us opportunities to get a clinical experience, etc., etc. So, yeah, guys, that's kind of it. If you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments below. But yeah, thank you for listening.